right? But it's going to destroy that place. Go ahead.
This peninsula in the southwest of the country. Almost 4,000 people were evacuated from Grandavik over the weekend as authorities feared that molten rock would rise to the surface of the earth and potentially hit the coastal town and a geothermal power station. Select residents of the town have been allowed to return briefly this week to save valuables and care for animals and pets.
Hey, listen, them animals and pets getting cooked. I'm gonna tell you straight up, they're getting cooked because the time we're in this is extreme turmoil that's coming. Go ahead.
Sound like Pompeii 2 about to come out.
Listen, Pompeii 2, 3, and 4. Pompeii 10. You get the point? To Pompeii 10G, yeah, to water. Pompeii 10G. All right, let me get Matthew 24. So that's the part where it said the earthquakes.
800 earthquakes today.
That's what activated what prompted these volcanoes into action. Right? So these earthquakes is happening, and it moved these volcanoes into, straight up action, and these volcanoes is doing what they need to do. Right? Let me get Matthew 24 and yeah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us.
But Quash, monitor for some questions and stuff there too, all right? Go ahead.
Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Right? So these disciples, they're asking our King Christ, right? Christ is sat upon the Mount of Olives, and they're asking him. They're saying, tell us when these things be, because Christ is telling them he's going to tear down and he's going to rebuild. He's going to, all these buildings you see standing here. Read verse 2.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 2. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down.
Right? He's saying, look at all these buildings that you see it, like them places in Iceland, and them places in Tel Aviv, and them places in Gaza and Golan Heights and the West Bank and Australia and Canada and France and Sudan and Africa, Venezuela. Look at all these, massive cities and structures and buildings that you see. He said there's going to come a time that not one stone going to be left upon another. It's going to be destruction. So these disciples is asking him, well, tell us, when shall these things be? And take it from there. When shall these things be? Verse 3.
Verse 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives, and the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming?
And what shall be the sign of thy coming? So they're asking him, when will these things you're telling us be? Because, of course, any prophet, is the day he's waiting on is the day of judgment, the day of destruction. That's what his whole life is about that time. His whole life is dedicated to prophesying until that point and beyond. So he's waiting on that. Like, that's the start of life for him. Like right now, that's the you in a phase of prepping and building and warning and planning. But the real game starts on that day of judgment, brother. And that destruction, that's when the real thing starts. So they're asking him, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? Why are they asking him what shall be the sign of his coming?
They want to, I don't want to say they want to be prepared, but it's for them to know, like, all right, get yourself ready.
Okay, I'll take that, but there's a little bit more. Why are they asking him what shall be the sign of his coming?
But so they know he's going to come for the second return. They just want to know that they need a sign to what's going to happen when he comes. They just want to know the sign. But they know he's coming for sure.
You're almost there too.
I would say so that they can warn the people.
So they know that their kingdom is coming back to them.
That's more it, right? That's more. They want to know when it's close. That's it. What shall be the sign of your coming? Because the disciples thinking he's going away for a short time. That's the other answer I wanted. He's telling them there's going to be a time then he ain't going to be around. He already told them that from before. That's why what will be the sign of your coming? For you to be coming back, you had to leave. So they already knew that he was going to leave, but they didn't fully understand what the hell he talking about. And they're thinking, of course, they're going to be, them there, these actual men going to be physically there in their lifetime to see him return when this, when this is happening. Because they want it to happen. Why do they want it to happen? Why do they want that to happen? Why do they want his return to happen? Let's speak up a little bit.
Mainly because the children of Israel were servants, and they wanted them to. They know that when Christ come back, the table will turn. There will be a rulership when he comes. You're right.
You gotta word it so that people could identify with it. What you say. But you're absolutely right, though.
So that our oppressor can be slaves, and that
we would
rule.
We would no longer be
servants.
Oppressed. Slaves. A nigga in the world is not talking nothing about servants. He don't even think he's a slave. But a brother or a sister in the world, what do they understand? Their spirit, their soul, their mind understands. Poverty, oppression, injustice. This shit ain't right. That's them brothers who's rolling with him. They live in that. They're living in a worse condition for this specific fact. Not worse in comparison to how we are now, but worse in this mind, where they're under a serious amount of occupation in their own land, and even though they know who they are, they can't really, be who they are. Remember, Christ is the king. He's a carpenter. For Christ to be the king, what was Joseph?
The king.
Joseph was the king. But he was a carpenter, and a poor carpenter. When Joseph went up to the Passover, Mary ain't come on a Rolls Royce and all. She was riding a donkey. She ain't riding no thoroughbred with some big old carriage. And there was no room in the inn. You all know money talks. Just think about Passover. Think about how it is for Passover. You show up there Passover morning. What's your number one priority out the airport or out your car? All y'all did it before.
So he said, what's my first priority?
Yeah, you show up to wherever the Passover is. All of y'all have done it before. Where you could only come down that morning. You couldn't come down the days before. As soon as you get to the area, what is he trying to find? A place to damn stay. Because there ain't no room nowhere, and there's nothing you can do. And there might be a place to stay, but your money ain't tall enough to go stay there. You get the point? So you got to take what you could get. That was the king of Israel. And his son had to be born next to the animals. You understand? That's where we live in. So his men is like, listen, man, just tell us the sign. So we could, be like, we could start to good up and, all right, we close now. Is this going to be a long time to wait or a short time to wait? That's indicative of the amount of oppression they're under. Where they want to know when the shit going to be over. Ezra was having that conversation with the angel in 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha. He wanted to know when it will be over. When would these things happen? So much so he said, why did I have to be born in this generation to see all this pain and all this turmoil? That's something we can identify with. You get the point? Keep going.
And of the end of the world.
Mm-hmm. And of the end of the world. Which lets you know what? The return of Jesus Christ is synonymous with the end of the world. Not the world, physical world, but the end of the age or society of the ruling class. That's the world that's going to end. That age of society that is in power, his world is going to end. His world is going to be over. That dumb scientist who's saying, well, this is normal. This happens every day. You will not speak anymore. Because you can't speak. Your world is over. The world of the prophets is what's coming next. And we're very, very close. We're closer than any other time looking at the prophecies, looking at what's happening in the earth today. And this is so much is happening, brother. Let me tell you how bad it is. You all remember at the beginning of this year, there was memes every month from last year. Memes every month every year from 2020. COVID, monkeypox, this. And then they come down with, what to start the year off with. It was Kiki Palmer, or one of them. And this month was this one, and that month was this one. And people are like, well, what's next? When has that ever happened before? When? When in the 90s, when in the early 2000s has that happened? Them consecutive, so much so people are like, well, surely the 7-foot being or 10-foot being with the wings, the 4 wings and the eyes going to appear next. Surely people are starting to look forward for it, because what the activity in the earth right now is crazy. The activity in the earth right now is absolutely mind-blowing, that people can't take it. They can't really, make sense of it. And it's driving everybody crazy. So these brothers is asking, what shall be the sign of thy coming? And what shall be the end of the world? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Right? Many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ. I am the chosen one. And he said, take heed that ye are not deceived. That's the first thing. They ask him, well, what sign? He said, listen, the main sign is just make sure you ain't get tricked out your damn seat. Don't get tricked out your place. You get the point? You don't trick you out your spot, because you done getting simple out here. And it's very easy to get simple out here. Why? Because you got the damn internet. You got so much distraction on the World Wide Web. They call it the information highway. Yet everything, you go on your reels, your TikTok, your Instagram, whatever, it's nothing. There's no information. You get the point? That's, you're bombarded with all kind of shit that ain't have nothing to do with nothing. You can be easily deceived. You could now start taking on another philosophy, taking on another lifestyle, taking on another God, because of you seeing things that happening and you don't have a strong foundation, you don't have a strong root. So now you for sure vulnerable to the sway, to the tide, to the current of the everyday society. You don't get caught up in the current and you getting pulled whichever way. You're not swimming no more in any direction. You just going with whatever is the flow for today. Right? Go ahead, Bukwaj.
So there's two things. The question online, and it's 8 o'clock. You want me to cut the
hold up. I'm gonna hold on for a second. Go ahead.
For the question is from an Abaha. Howard says, Salaki, my rib has a Calabar cousin that's committing adultery, elderly abuse to the elderly she's watching over. Would it be lawful to let my rib physically teach her a lesson? Salaki.
Calabar cousin? What was that? You sure you're reading it right?
I'm gonna post it up. Show the comment.
Okay, I don't see it coming. Hold on. What the hell is a Calabar cousin? Okay, read this again.
Okay. Says, Salakia, my rib has a Calabar cousin that's committing elderly abuse to the elderly she is watching over. Would it be lawful to let my rib physically teach her a lesson? Salakia.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what the hell a Calabar cousin is. I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to say, second or third cousin or something. I don't know. Go ahead.
It says he says that means a female dog in Hebrew. That's what he said. And he said it aggressively. I'm not sure if I can say it on TikTok.
Okay, so your rib's cousin. Your rib's cousin, and you calling her a female dog. And she on her slavery, and she's abusing the elderly. and you want your rib to go in there and teach her a lesson. I'm assuming you mean lay hands on her and let her feel how the elderly are feeling, and you asking me if it's lawful for you to tell your woman to go commit a crime. I just wanted to understand. I just want to be sure we understand each other. Are you asking me if it's okay for your rib to go commit a crime, to break the law of the land and the laws of God? Are you asking me that part? I just want to know if you're asking me if it's okay to tell your rib, go ahead, I'll send you commissary wherever the hell you are, or I'll pay for your funeral after the Calabar's boyfriend, outside man, side man. She might send usher for your rib and put your rib in a box. Are you asking me if it's okay to tell your rib, a woman, to go put herself in a situation where she might be unalived or imprisoned, or, you know, are you asking me to if that's okay to do? I just want to be sure, just to make sure I understand your question. All right, any more? Whenever he or she respond.
There was a question earlier that said from Snipes Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He asks, when is it the next time you go live in public? It's so entertaining.
Well, we in public right now, and we live right now. And I really hope I ain't entertaining you. All right? What's your nationality, Wesley Snipes? All right? Well, whatever this is, whoever asks the question, just tell me your nationality. All right? We'll get back to, go ahead.
He answered, he says, the water is not okay. I get it, the water.
You sure now? Hold on. You sure now, brother? Oh, is that brother? Okay, brother, you sure you get it? You sure you get it? I just want to be sure, because I want to make sure I'm understanding your question. All right? As in anything, brother, everybody has a professional job, something they do for a profession, and there's protocols for that. I'm sure these elderly people, they have family members. I'm sure complaints can be made, and it could be dealt with in a professional way. This is the other thing to consider. Hold on, give me the Apocrypha. Give me
He says the Most High is with you, Cap. The water.
I hope the Lord is with me, brother. I'd like to. I wake up every day praying and trying to work to make sure the Lord is with me, brother. And because of that, I know I'll never send my rib to do something remotely dangerous that I should be doing. And with that said, I should never break the laws of God or man. You get the point? Like, that's something you don't have to understand. You should never put your woman in open danger when you are full man. And you being a full man, knowing that you can't harm anybody unwarranted unless it's self-defense, you have to find some other way to handle whatever situation you're having. Is the person you're having the problem with, are they breaking the law? Are they doing something that now the people in authority now can step in? Fine. You make a call, hello 911. Yeah, there's somebody here abusing the power. Supervisor ABC, XYZ is the case. But before you do all of that, brother, this is what I want you to consider, all right? Give me hold on. Give me Ecclesiasticus 42 and 13. And also give me hold on. Also give me before I give it that, the same brother who asked the question, how do you know this person is doing what they're doing? Are you working with them? Is there something?
So like he said earlier, he said abusing her grandmother. So his ribs cousin, that's his ribs grandmother. So she's looking after the ribs grandmother.
Okay. Okay.
And he also says it's in a house family issue. It's an in-house family issue.
Okay. Give me Ecclesiasticus 11 and 7. Give me Ecclesiasticus 11 and 7.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Say it again.
Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Uh-huh.
Understand first, and then rebuke.
This is something, that's we haven't been raised as a people to embrace, right? Which is not being so willing to, be self-righteous and take justice and judgment into your own hand. You understand? Read it again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And understand first, and then rebuke.
Right? Understand first and then rebuke. I don't know if you have spoken to the other broad. I don't know if you went and interviewed the old people. If you set up a camera in the damn geriatric place to watch what she doing. I would like to say chances are you probably heard it from your rib, which you really just heard one side, right? I know it's your rib, I know you love her, I know she's sweet and tender and all that good stuff. But is it possible that she doesn't know the whole story? Unless you all work together and see the thing happen. Read it again.
Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Blame not before thou hast examined the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Understand first, and then rebuke.
Right? Understand first, and then rebuke. Give me the other one. Hold where you at, God. Give me the other one I talked about.
The book of Ecclesiastes.
No, hold that one. I think, Bakwash, you have the other one? What's the other one I called for?
13.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
For from garments cometh a moth.
Mm-hmm. So read it again, nice and louder.
For from garments cometh a moth.
Mm-hmm. So from garments, you have a ton of garments there, and they just, they're there, they're piled up. You're gonna get moths coming from them, right? Old school clothes, you have moths would eat the damn garments up because they're just there and they, piling up, they're over there. Go ahead.
And from women, wickedness.
And from what?
Women, wickedness.
And from what?
Women, wickedness.
And from women, wickedness. No, it's not saying Eve, it's just the evil and wicked. That's not what it's saying. However, when they're involved with each other and there's no man around to order the place, you can believe some nonsense is going on that ain't got no business to be going on. So now, I don't know if you're hearing the report or if you're, seeing it. If you're seeing it, then that's something else. And of course, if you're seeing it and you're enraged, then why are you sending a woman to do it? Why not just report the broad and get her, tell her, if you don't stop, you're going to jail. That's mercy. That's mercy, because the other side of it is, I'm going to put hands on you. That's mercy. But if this is a story you're hearing, maybe there's more stories between your rib and this cousin. Because you call her a female dog over a report she abusing the elderly. Maybe there's history. That's why you call her a female dog. And now that's the confusion and the wickedness that's coming in that you could get yourself caught up into. So now you want to examine the situation first and see if this is even true. see if this is not just some shit about, you stole my high school heels for the prom and I never forgave you since 1985. I mean, Salakia, shit happens. Excuse me, language. You get the point? So you want to examine every situation, examine the truth before you rebuke. Give me, let's go back to Ecclesiastes 11. No, give me verse 9.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not.
That's another thing. Now, this matter might concern you because it's your rib's mother or rib's grandmother. So it's close. It's close enough that something, it's coming into your home for that. But you really want to see how much of this is true, if it's even true, and stuff like that. Why not just replace the broad? Get somebody else to go see about your grandmother. Something else. Remove the woman, but the urge that you're having to harm her, it could be rooted in something else that you might want to examine, and really you might just be playing it too close. Like really half of this shit don't even concern you, especially if you're sitting in this class. If you're sitting in this class, you're going to have to be to the point of you hearing some old family feud going on, and you be like, what? He stabbed him? Damn, cousin JJ crazy. All right, man, tell me about it, man. How much stitches he got? Oh, he in hospital? All right, cool. Lord be with him. The shit is you were removed because this thing don't concern you no more. What are you going to do? They didn't listen to you when you told them Christ was black. I hope you told them that. They didn't listen to you when you told them the Jews was black. Now you hear something unfortunate happen to them, and it's right in the spirit to be concerned about family members and concerned about what's going on. However, brother, you or sister, sometimes it happens with women, really you just being concerned with some shit that don't concern you. You meddling with something that's people in the world problem. You understand? That's people in the world problem. Now, I'm not saying that's definitely your case. I'm just speaking in general, all right? Give me some more. I'm going to come to you, Mafia. Give me some more.
Come. And sit not in judgment with sinners.
Mm-hmm. Say, where are you at again?
The second column of verse 9.
What?
We're talking the top of verse 9?
Say it again, where you at? Ecclesiastes what?
Ecclesiastes 11 and verse 9.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, so read that from the top.
Come. Verse 9. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not.
Right? That concerneth thee not. All right? If this is your household and this is what's going on, understand as granny, there's a way to deal with this. There's a way you could deal with this. You could tell that cousin, hey, listen, man, either you stop or, we're going to have to report you and abusing the elderly is a crime, blah, 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 blah. And if you don't, we're going to let whoever know, blah, blah, blah. All right, keep going.
Come. And sit not in judgment with sinners.
Right, meaning what? You're going to have to start to separate yourself from people in the world and people in the world problems. You understand? People in the world problems. I don't, you're going to have to start to do it, or else you're going to just be all covered and overtaken by them. Go ahead.
Verse 10. My son, meddle not with many
meddle
not with many matters.
Mm-hmm.
For if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain. Neither shalt thou escape by fleeing.
Right? So it's saying, my son, meddle not with many matters. As a man, you have a rib, you have kids, you start taking on a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of burden and responsibility. The kids, the health of the kids, the health of your family, putting food on the table, making sure they get education, making sure they're safe, making sure they're protected. Not to mention your own sanity and your own physical health and your protection. Them over there across the street doing whatever, you tell them something and that's their business. That's their business. Now, I do get that this is close to home. I get that part. But he said, if you start meddling with many things, you will find out that you ain't going to be innocent. What does that mean?
Well, so like you kind of said it earlier, if you meddle into a lot of things, you're not going to be innocent, meaning you're going to cleave on. You're sitting with the sinners. You're joining onto bullcrap.
What's going to happen is you're gonna reach to the point where you want to do something that's gonna make you guilty or something like what he just asked, or they're all gonna turn on you and start blaming you. You get the point? And what you gonna say? What did I do? I was just trying to help. You ain't gonna be innocent. Go ahead.
Verse 12. No, verse 11. There is one that laboreth and taketh much.
No. Innocent. Always after the last thing.
Oh, sorry. My son.
Innocent. After innocent.
Okay, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain. Neither shalt thou escape by fleeing.
And if you follow after, meaning if you still go in after you saying all of this, you still get involved in something that don't concern you, that really is not your problem. That's their problem. You will not obtain what you're looking for. Which is you trying to go in there and be the peacemaker. You're trying to organize. You're trying to, set everything in order, which is in the right spirit to be in. However, in that situation, that's you not that particular one, but in general, I'm speaking, not just yours. In those situations, sometimes those things is really not your problem. Really, that's not your business. Really, maybe you done told them a ton of times, report this woman, do this, do that, and you're just so close to it. No, you're ready to do something. You will not obtain what you're looking for, and you wouldn't escape by fleeing. Meaning what? It's going to reach a problem. It's going to reach a part in that problem that you're going to want to back off of it. You're going to want to back up off of it. But you done involved now, so you can't run away from this thing now. No, you don't get involved. And what you'll say in that day, as you try to back up off of it or leave it alone or not answer no calls no more, what will you say in that day?
Well, I'll be like, man, I had nothing to do with that.
I should have never get involved with these damn fools. Why did I even bother getting involved with you? You know what, man, this is my fault. This is my fault. I should have never went over there and did this. I should have never even, I don't know. Yeah. It's okay though. It's okay. It's my fault. It's my fault. I'll just, but I know next time, I'm going to leave y'all in your mess. I ain't getting involved. That's what's going to happen. You understand? So for the brother's actual case, if this is an actual professional home and she's violating their protocols and their rules, there's repercussions for that. There's repercussions for that, and that's fine. You handle it that way. Of course, I understand your anger, which is a righteous anger, if it comes from that pure place of she's abusing these elderly people. However, with family, especially family in the world, especially women in the world, especially black women in the world, there's more than meets the eye. And you start to observe, you start to ask a few questions, you're going to find out this ain't got shit to do with the elderly. In fact, there's no abuse going on. The abuse is this. The elderly woman wants a second cup of water. The broad said, no, you had enough. That's the abuse. When you really get down to it. This could be something else between them two. You get the point? And you involved because you love your wife and your wife know you love her. It could be. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know her. I'm not accusing nobody or nothing, but just be mindful. Be mindful. I could tell you a place that nobody's getting abused. In the Israelite school at UPK, brother. I could tell you a place straight up and down where that type of spirit you have to want to fix something and to make things in order and get angry. We have a place where you could have that outlet, brother, and you could get as angry as you want to and be as lawful as you can be at. Right? And that's up in here, brother. And who doesn't follow you in here? There's a volcano waiting for them somewhere. There's a volcano coming somewhere, brother. That science is a volcano going to come up in the middle of, Nevada somewhere that's just dry. And I want to see that scientist explain that shit. All right? So I hope you understand. Go ahead.
There's a few more questions online.
Okay, let's just finish this and we'll come to it. Give me 10 more minutes on Matthew 24, and then we come to it, all right? Go ahead. Where we at? Where we stop? So take heed that no man deceive you, right? So take heed that no man deceive you, because why? You're living in a time where the deception is absolutely real. I told you, the Comcast done got me. I'm about to leave their ass. I don't like that shit. I'm paying you and you're still lying to me, nigga? What the hell is this shit? I'm about to dip on their ass. That's that. You took me for a fool. You lied to me. You betrayed me. You could have just kept it real. You could have kept it up. You know what I mean? Take heed that no man deceives you. Right? Many will come saying they are the Christ, or they're the chosen one, or they the Messiah, or this is the way. That's, take heed. Be very careful. The Bible said if they speak not according to these oracles, there is no truth in them. There's no light in them. That's in Isaiah. There's no light in them. If they speak not according to these words here, there's no light in them. Yeah, you understand? Keep going.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of war.
I mean, that's going on right now. What's he going to say? Well, there's always been wars? That's what you're going to say? According to the DC Metropolitan Police, this is the biggest gathering they've had since, I think, inauguration. Since the civil rights thing. They say the Palestinian one just blow all that away. That's what they're saying. Go look up on the news in England. For 2 successive weekends, over 500,000 pro-Palestinian protesters on the bridge. The bridge, London Bridge, looked like it was about to fall. Just blocking the whole streets everywhere. Go ahead, Al.
Right, but I thought there was 1 million men that marched in D.C.
You talking about for No, it was no million. That was the feed. It was. I don't think he got no million up in here. That was the team, the million man march. I don't think he get no million. But they're saying this was the biggest guy. I think they say this was bigger than the inaugurations and all in terms of a protest. So like, that's the category. Not like the inauguration or that particular march. I don't think they say that march was a protest. It was like a show. But like the protest, Black Lives Matter, all that type of shit. So this is the biggest one they've had. So you look at London, England, 2 successive weekends, ridiculous numbers. They say over 500,000 twice. These is not normal times. These is not normal wars and rumors of wars. These things are increasing and in its intensity, and it's getting even more wild. You get the point? Go ahead.
If I could, I just saw a report that Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli president, said this is a war to the end.
Brother, he is not coming off of it.
Concert.
And he's an old devil too. This is Netanyahu's like what, 5th term or something, 5th time in. He was the president before, then he got ousted, and somebody else came in. Then he came back in power. And if you know anything about the oppressor, the older they get, the more vicious they get. They don't live their life. They don't give a damn about nobody else. That's why the military, they get some general. He gets a certain age, some lieutenant or whatever it is. He gets a certain age. You have to start to phase him out. Because his decision making is just whatever, nuke it, do this. They don't give a damn about the future they done lived. And this devil here, he said he wants to wipe them all off. From the river to the damn, from the river to the water or something like that. That's the phrase. Saying from that river in Israel all the way to the shores of the damn Gaza, he wants to wipe that whole thing clean and put golf courses out. You want to put Mar-a-Lago down there. Go ahead.
It's like I was about to say, to the river. To the
Listen up. It's bad. It's rough. It's rough. I feel for you Palestinians. It's rough. I understand the whole thing. You know what I mean? I get you. You getting oppressed. They're taking your land, pushing you off. Now they want to kill you. Listen, it happened to the Native Indians. That's right. You wasn't protesting them. It happened to the people in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You didn't give a damn about that.
Right.
You didn't give a damn about that. You called us black crows. That's a term in Islam. Black crows. That's what they talk about in Islam. They call us the black crows. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what happens to that all-forgiving God that they're supposed to be serving.
Oh,
like retaliation.
He's off duty now. He on vacation. He in Dubai. He in Dubai playing craps at the table. He off duty right now. There ain't no forgiveness. You know what I mean? There's wars and rumors of wars, brother. And it's going to increase and get worse and worse. And I mean, keep reading that. You get more the example.
See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
Right. Don't be troubled when you see all this happening. A ton of Christians are scared right now. Having panic attacks, anxiety. You know, people don't watch the news no more because of anxiety. They're anxious. It's just too much to watch. It's too much going on. The Bible said, Christ said, see that ye be not troubled. For the end is not yet. This is just the beginning. Why is he saying, see that you are not troubled? What's the point of it?
Because he's telling you don't be afraid because he's going to protect you through the trouble.
I wouldn't put it like that because a nigga going to be, you know, eating pork and kissing Saucy Santana talking about, are we protected, nigga, here, you know, please? No. I wouldn't put it like that. I wouldn't put it as like you're going to be protected all the way through.
No. Because this is a requirement for our kingdom.
That's more. This must happen. Why do people panic and get worried?
Because they don't know what's going to happen next.
It's like everything is out of control. They feel like they're losing. I feel like I'm losing control. That's what the oppressor said. You feel like you're losing his country. What if somebody told you these things must happen? You're going to wake up one day and there's going to be earthquakes everywhere. The volcanoes come as a result of the earthquake. That's a bonus. There's going to be wars and rumors of wars. We closing off Feast of Tabernacles. They said 2,000 missiles dropping Tel Aviv from Hamas. I was like, damn. Damn. Almost go to clap.
It's like, if I could.
I ain't saying clapping because I'm supporting it. I'm clapping because the Lord's prophecies are coming to pass. Go ahead.
When I first came in, I was first hearing about these prophecies. I'm like, these niggas is crazy. They want this. They, you know what I'm saying? They want everything America to be nuked. How? Where are we gonna go? I just didn't know.
You didn't know,
but I just kept coming.
Listen, get it out. That's what you had to do. That's what you had to do. Listen, this to follow Christ. Your first requirement is loyalty. Your next requirement is loyalty. Your third requirement is loyalty. And I'm going to explain it like this for a reason. Who knows how to start a business here? Who knows the procedure? Give me the 10-step program. Condense it to 4 steps. How to start a business from, you know, researching the name, registering it, your LLC, where they go in, S Corp, incorporated, limited liability. You're looking at me funny, right? Good. I'm glad you're looking at me like that. How in the hell you expect to understand the world, how it operates? If you think understanding some shit is a requirement to follow Christ, you're a dummy because you don't understand how to do some shit to make money to feed your damn self. There's things that you should know that you don't know. That you just is like, what is this talking about? You know, stocks, options, what? Huh? You don't understand earthly things. How can I tell you about heavenly things? So now, being that you don't understand that, what should happen is you should come in here and just obey the person that does understand it. And understand like in anything, over time, you will understand what that person who you follow knows. That's it. That's just, you know, that's just it. Like a child, you have a young child when they start talking. Hey, mommy, daddy, or daddy, mommy, why is the sky blue? Because over there is a firmament. Why? Because the sun is up there. Why? And it's just why. That child don't know shit. That child don't understand nothing you talking about. Why can't I breathe? Why can't I do this? But I can't see it. Because it's air. Why? It goes in your lungs. Why? And you start getting angry because you can't explain this shit either. Now what? You gonna tell them about the mortgage? You gonna tell them why we moving? You gotta sit them down and explain and have a conference with them about, you know, the move. Nigga, get in that room and pack the box, man. We're going to our new house. Okay. I dare to say why in that day. You say why, the parent gonna be like, nigga, it's the same thing. So now, because you don't understand a precept, Because, you know, you don't understand reincarnation, immaculate conception, multiple wives. You don't understand something, and you think that's an excuse for your faith to waver. You're an idiot. You're a dummy. You're simple. And you're going to get deceived. He's telling you, see that you are not troubled. This is part of the plan. This is how things get done. This is a woman, she get pregnant, right? She starts swelling up. Ankles getting fat, back pain, you know, she putting on weight. She started getting dark blemishes under her neck because it's just, you know, the body is under pressure. And one day, the, what is the thing that breaks, and the water breaks. And it's just like pee. Now, does she go into a full panic and get a heart attack? Do you go into a full panic and get a heart attack? Some of y'all, man. But okay, you might be like, oh shit, it's time. But you ain't gonna be like, oh, where's all this water coming from? Damn, you ain't gonna lose your shit. You know, this has to happen for this baby to come out. You know, she knows the contractions has to happen for the baby to come out. This is part of what has to happen for the end. You ain't gonna be like, I was ready for all this shit. I don't know. Where's all this water coming from? I'm leaving you. You see how stupid that is? You don't understand that thing. So now Christ is saying all these things must happen for what we want to come to pass. He's saying that. You get the point? Keep reading.
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Nation shall rise against nation. Nation is another word for race. The Palestinians are a race, and the Jewish man, he's a race. He calls himself Jewish, but his people are a specific race known as Amalek in the Bible. They, race rising against race. Nation against nation. Get the point? Notice this thing started off with who? Who was the two groups involved?
Hamas and Israelis.
When last you hear about Hamas? Drop the mic. Nation against nation. This is what must happen. It has to happen. There's no other way for it to go. It must happen. Nation against nation. What else?
And kingdom against kingdom.
Kingdom against kingdom. Empires against empires. You get the point? The Great Britain versus, you know, the Russians, USSR, and United States of America versus the, you know, the Arab Spring. Great kingdoms against kingdoms. Go ahead.
And there should be famines.
There shall be famines. I ain't got to tell you about that. The shelves right now is bare. You are a vendor in a farmer's market. You about to get rich. You about to make good money because them big 80 semis, they empty coming down the damn highway. Because I ain't seen the shelves is not full. Because there's famine. There's all kind of things that are affecting the food. They recall some what's the apple thing them kids eat? Not this juice. The applesauce. They recall some applesauce this week in DC, brother. They say they got little iron shards and shit. And they gave you the date. They say if you bought it back then and it expires December so and so, just turn that shit in. That shit ain't good. I'm trying to tell you. There's famines, go ahead.
And pestilence. And
pestilences, pests, mice, rodents, roaches. I mean, all these things is happening all over the year. You also the footage of that thing that they was hurting Australia and somewhere in South Africa. They had a ridiculous outbreak of mice. I mean, mice on the ground like a carpet, brother. Like you could just walk on them, just running over everything. And them South African farmers, there was of course oppressors. They were white men. They was crying out. I mean, literally crying on the TV, crying because they want to know where all these mice come from. They wonder if somebody sabotaged the farm because the farms are so big. But brother, only the Lord or the Pied Piper, either the Lord or the Pied Piper is on your farm. You get the point? Pestilence. Go ahead.
And earthquake.
And what?
Earthquake.
And what?
Earthquake.
Go ahead.
in diverse places.
In diverse places. Earthquakes in diverse places. How many earthquakes Iceland had?
Today was over 800.
Ooh.
Past couple of days, they said past couple of days, over 2,000.
No, that's normal though. That's normal. That scientists say that's just, he's just normal. I ain't no geologist. But 800 earthquakes that lead into a volcano, brother. That's not in the whole history of the earth. 800 is nothing. And how many of them earthquakes lead to volcanoes? I've seen earthquakes lead to tsunamis. Earthquakes, shit. I've seen what an earthquake did to Haiti about 15 years ago. 45 seconds of shaking and there was no more Port-au-Prince. An earthquake gave rise to a volcano that you going to evacuate. And this dumbass here going to talk about that's normal. All right. Go ahead.
So it said that those earthquakes revealed a 9-mile river of magma
under the city. So they just, if it wasn't for the earthquake, they'd have just been partying Iceland, Skål, Thor, Ragnar, and just lava underneath them, and they wouldn't know nothing. The earthquake is now bringing the thing forward. Just remember, most eyes are black, man. And y'all see how brothers move when they have power. See how them boxers just walk to the ring? Before they used to play music, what is boxers doing now? They got the artists right there singing the song and they're coming out of smoke, costumes, all kind of lightning and shit flashing out. And that's a carnal man. What do you think the Most High Power is going to do? You're about to see some amazing, amazing shit in the earth. You all remember the pillar of fire that happened recently, last year? Are you able to pull it up there? Maybe I could look it up too. I don't know if I'll get it. Hold on. Everybody know the pillar of fire from Exodus, right? That the Lord had guiding us by night and a cloud by day. Where was this?
What it was like Texas or something like that?
No, I think it was Dakota or Wyoming or something. Somebody Google it and find it, brother. There was a straight pillar of fire. They caught this thing on camera. Go ahead.
I remember, I think it was a couple years ago. I don't know what country they had it. They had what you call them sand clouds that comes like straight through. Mm-hmm. And it was so powerful that it almost made it to the U.S. You could see it in the ocean view.
Listen, forget about the ash, the ashes, the smoke. The smoke from Canada recently. Then you have all that Sahara dust, like what you're talking about coming across the thing. Let me know when you find it. I'll just pull it up on the thing, all right? It was some middle country somewhere, brother. It was some middle country somewhere that talked about this pillar of fire. All right? I'm gonna definitely pull it up once I find it so y'all could see. Where we at? Keep reading now.
Verse 8. Matthew chapter 24, verse 8. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9.
Right, so read it again. All these things are what?
The beginning of sorrows.
All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Mm-hmm. And they should I say that word or lie?
Man, read the damn thing.
Okay, come on. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you.
Right? Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. Like this is the time we're living in now. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, famine in diverse places, pestilence. And all these are just the beginning of sorrows. Right. Like you're crying over some little Palestine babies. No, brother. Listen, the Bible says, there's those of you all who standing here before me, this is Christ talking, who said, ye have not tasted death until I return. And some of these religious leaders are teaching you that there's some man or some group of people who from the days when Christ was crucified have never died because Christ said they never taste death. Christ was a black man talking to black people. He ain't talking about you will never die. If I say, man, this drink here, I have this drink, this alcohol here, man. Listen, man, you just drink? Yeah, I do. Man, you ain't never drink nothing unless you drink this. Does that mean you've never had alcohol before? Or is that saying that compared to what you drink, that's trash compared to what the hell I have? That's what he's saying. Christ is saying, you think you've seen death before? Wait till I return. Hold my beer, hold my wine. Wait till I return. You're going to see some death. You're going to see something in the earth that's going to blow your mind. I guarantee you ain't even taste death yet. And they done been through the flood. Done been through the Passover. You imagine how that was that night, huh? We just hearing screaming outside and sirens and car accidents. And you just by the door with your weapon, eating and just making sure nothing comes in. You just hearing screaming all night long. What time does the sun set? About 6 o'clock? So imagine 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago is screaming. There's screaming going on now. There's screaming going on midnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning when the sun comes up. Whole night, and you don't know what's going on. You don't know what the hell is going on. Christ said that ain't nothing. See, that ain't nothing. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. This is that splat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, love. When I return, you're going to see some death in the earth. You're going to see real death. Bowser and them talking about Muriel Bowser, of course, is DC's mayor, talking about bringing stop and frisk to DC because of the amount of crime going on. Don't worry about it, love. Don't worry about it. You ain't seen nothing yet. It's about to get bad. Real bad. All right? Bukash, what questions you got?
Okay, sir. I have questions and I have the video of the tornado.
All right, come on with it. You could you pull it in? I'm not sure if you could pull it in from there.
It's just a little slow here. Okay, sir. I can share.
Okay. Let me know real quick. Anybody else have questions? I don't know what the TikTok looking like. What TikTok looking like? What is it looking like? Is there anybody on there? I think we don't get banned already.
No, we still upstairs.
Oh, we still up? God damn, TikTok, y'all being nice to a Negro. Yeah, man. Go ahead, Al.
I had a precept for what you were speaking about.
Come on with it.
This book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7.
Because I could get it, and it's going to be faster here. Yeah. Just tell me what's the name of the thing is. Go ahead, Mafia.
Book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7.
This is
surely
what a lethal fire tornado looks like.
Say again?
This is what a lethal fire tornado looks like.
Okay, go ahead, Al.
Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The lion hath roared. Who will not fear? The Lord God has spoken. Who can but prophesy?
Mm-hmm. Break it down, please. Hold on. Okay, that one that was a that looked like a volcano or something, right?
It was a tornado. It just
okay. No, the one I'm talking about don't have, you see the video you talking about has fire all around it.
That's what it ended up looking like.
Yeah, there's fire all around it on the ground.
Okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. Okay. This one was nothing. There was like nothing there. Oh, there it is. There it goes. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, this is the one I'm talking about here. You see that shit out? And then it just get worse. Look at that thing, going straight up in the sky. No, if that don't impress you, no problem. if you want to say that's what's called them thing CGI. You want to say that's CGI? You want to say that's Photoshop? You want to say that's AI? No problem. The Lord, he got some shit for it. If this is just, you seen that on Transformers. You seen that on Age of Ultron. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, Ridley Scott showed you that in Aliens, right? You impressed with their magic. But when the Lord show you something amazing, you just like, whatever. No sweat. No sweat. There's more to come. There's more to come. Let's get some of them questions up.
Officer Zabak Farad says, can I get a general breakdown on Genesis 20 and 12? A Christian at work told me that Abraham and Sarah had the same father. I told him that's not true.
What is this for?
Zabak Farad.
Zabak Farad. Okay, go ahead. And what's the question?
Question is, can I get a general breakdown on Genesis 20 and 12? A Christian at work told me that Abraham and Sarah had the same father. I told him that's not true.
Yeah, because the Christian probably, is doing something to his daughter and his son. That's why. But that of course is not true. I think I know what they're talking about. That sounds like the one where Abraham said, "This is my sister." All right, let me get that. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 20, verse 12. And yet indeed, she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And she became my wife.
Now skip up. So the Christians see this and be like, see, Sarah and Abraham, the brother and sister. So in other words, and okay, the brother who asked the question, is the Christian saying this like this is disgusting? Or is the Christian saying this like, look at what the Lord did. He made a brother and sister marry to make Isaac? Yeah. Right? Is that what he's saying? That's what I want to know. Is that what he's saying to you? Where you at again?
Genesis 20, sir. And 12.
20? Okay. All right. What do you want for this is... What you want for this is... You could start at 1. So what? You could start at verse 1.
Genesis chapter 20 and verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. And Abraham said unto Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, said,
Abimelech. Mm-hmm.
Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. Mm-hmm. Verse 3. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night.
Hold on, I might need a little bit more before this. Hold on. No. Hold on. Bear with me one. I think I might need it before this. Hold on.
So, I think I got to highlight 16 and 21.
Let me hear it.
Genesis chapter 16 verse 21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
No. Where it is where they talk about Sarah and how pretty she was.
Oh, okay.
It might be in that same one, chapter 20. I'm gonna find it. Keep reading. Right? So Abraham and Sarah, they're going through this place in Gerar, right? And this heathen, this heathen king Abimelech, he saw Sarah, right? You need that part. I think there's a part where it says how bad Sarah was. Sarah was a bad sister, brother. Like, she was pretty. Everybody loved her, like, just by seeing her. And this heathen king saw her and wanted her, right? So he sent for her, right? Go ahead. Verse 3.
Genesis 20, verse 3. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, Behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Verse 5. Said he not to me, she is my sister? And she, even she herself, said, he is my brother.
Right? So now that's the first thing. The Christians read that, not understanding what was going on. Right? They say that, and even some of these Arabs will come and say they were brother and sister. Right? Go ahead.
In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. Verse 6. And God said it to him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou doest this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning.
From sinning against me. Go ahead. Bukwash, take it from here for a second. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep reading on.
Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Verse 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die.
All right, so where are you right now? What verse?
The end of verse 7. When we start from the top.
Yeah, read top verse 7, Baba Shah.
Genesis chapter 20 and verse 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, and know that thou shalt surely die.
All right, okay. Slack it real quick. Go back up to 6.
Come on. Genesis chapter 20 and verse 6. And God said it to him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou doest this in the integrity of thy heart. For I also withheld thee from sinning against me.
All right, so what he's saying is, I held you from sinning against me because you was about to take Sarah to be your wife.
Right.
That's what Cat was going into a little earlier. When they first came into this King Abimelech's kingdom, he seen Sarah and he wanted her, right? And he wanted her, and they was afraid that they was gonna kill him and just take the woman. So he said that they were brother and sister and not wife, right? So that's why he was saying that because if he did take her to be a wife, he would be sinning against the Most High, and the Most High was going to put him to. He's going to cancel his life subscription, right? So this is what the Most High is saying to him when he's saying, "I withheld you from sinning against me." Right? Keep reading.
Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her.
So now he's saying, I ain't gonna let you lay a finger on her. This is a wife of a man, not just a wife of any man. It's a wife of my prophet. He's my prophet, right? So this is what he's saying. And with that, I pass the class back over to Captain Rashad.
What was that?
Verse 7, sir.
Verse 7, no, sir. I'm already got that there. That's happened. That's that UPK. That's that UPK honor and brotherhood. So like, all right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 20 and verse 7. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine.
Yeah.
Verse 8. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were sore afraid. Verse 9. And Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offered thee that thou hast brought? And what have I offended thee that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done these unto me that ought not to be done. Verse 10. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me before my wife's sake.
So now Abraham is offering the reason why he told this king that Sarah was his sister and not his wife. What was Abraham's reason?
They were saying they didn't fear God, so they was going to kill him.
That's what he's saying. What was his reason?
They was going to red rum him.
That's what he's saying. What was his reason for doing it? It's real straight to the point. This is UPK 101. I'm taught this right here in DC. And I remember he caught a ton of flack from these fake Israelites because of what he said. But it was the truth. And again, these books are written for our learning. Things written aforetime is for our learning. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm thinking like this. This is how we talk too. We talking slang, and the adultery was going to be involved. So they would have unalive her and him.
No. Any answers online?
God, sir, is Kanaya Howder says saving her honor?
Nope.
Jody said he did, well, something else. He's
how it can't be saving her honor because he said, yeah, this is my sister, and let them go. What did Jody say?
Said he didn't want them to know she was his wife, so he told a lie. Rapar will not.
He's onto it, but why did he say what he said? Go ahead.
Another one, Rapar will not said Salakia fear.
Fear. He got scared. And because he got scared, he handed his wife over for another man to have sex with her. That's what really happened. He's going to say it in a way to make you understand. Well, I could understand why he'd do that. There's no understanding of handing your wife over to danger. There's none. You die. If God don't live there and the men of the city is, ungodly, then let the Lord protect you. But before I hand you over, sis, I'm dying. Tell that king go, kick rocks. That's it. Go tell that king go find his own woman. That ain't happening. Go ahead.
Slocky, the only reason why I couldn't understand it because I'm thinking of how we talk, like we still might call our sister. That's a bad sister. That's why
he said literally his sister because keep reading. Where's the part where same father and different mother? Keep reading.
Genesis chapter 20, verse 12. And yet indeed she is my sister, and she is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife.
So now you understand, like he's trying to, she's the daughter of my, meaning they come from the same people. So she is my sister, like what you're saying. And then she became my wife. But he didn't say that for the last 11 verses. He was seeking to preserve his own life. You understand? And he would have lost it. Because if that king just, what would have ended up happening? That would have said. If that's the case, then you're going to have to trust in the Lord at all times. At all times. In this moment here, Abraham's faith was shaken up. His faith was shaken, and he thought preservation of whose life? Yeah. He handed her over. Like, damn.
So like,
Hold on. Here's how I'm supposed. Go ahead.
Now this right here really makes me understand where it say be faithful unto death, because like you're not doing this, most high said that you're not allowed, you're not bound.
That's why the Lord had to step in. The Lord had to step in and tell the king, nigga, you a dead man. He said, what? That woman you took? Nah, that's that man's sister. No. And then the king had to come and check him and say, why didn't you just tell me that was your wife? And now, well, she is my sister, you know. That's what happened. You could never go down that road. Never go down that road where you're compromising. You start compromising, and before long, you and Dwight Howard, you know, on Instagram together. Here's my bro. He is my brother. Go ahead, Al.
Like it. For them to say that that they were brothers and sisters, the Christian, Abraham followed the law, and that's in Leviticus 18.
Well, that's why I asked the brother, is the Christian telling him this like this is disgusting? Or is he telling him this as this is what the Lord did, just like God having sex with Mary? Christians honor that shit when that's adultery. Right. So are they honoring, what's that called? Incest? That's not incest, right? That would be incest? Are they honoring incest? That's what they say about who else? No. They hardly talk about Lot. But what do they say about who else?
Is it Jacob and Leah?
Adam and Eve.
Oh, God.
They say that same thing about Adam and Eve, that this was an incestual relationship, and it had to be incest because there was nobody else on the earth. And Adam got with Eve, and they had children, and the children, where do you say people come from? The children, that's Christian logic, which is why they're scared to death over this, you know, Palestine and Israel shit. They can't believe it. That's why so much of them going into protests, because they think they trust in numbers, so they're going into the protests, and they're thinking this will help send good energy over there. And Netanyahu gonna just wake up and be like, I was wrong, y'all. I ain't gonna genocide. Everybody come to my house for Hanukkah. That shit ain't gonna happen. And you better get out them protests, because the FBI said tonight that DC is the #1 place for a terrorist act right now because of the climate. You could just Google it. Pull it up right now and tell me the date and the time on the damn article. Who are they, Hannah? Go ahead.
Also, I've heard Christians say Noah had incest. The brothers did all them. They just ran the train on the mom.
Yeah, that's they have things that they had happen in their family growing up, stuff they saw their parents do, or stuff their parents did to them, and this is how they rationalize it in their mind so they don't blow their brain cells out. But that's nasty. That's absolutely nasty. All right, keep where we at.
We started.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 20 and verse 13. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is the kindness which thou shalt shew unto me. In every place whether we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. Verse 14. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants, and women servants.
And that's what he's saying. He's saying when God caused him to wander, meaning, remember, at one time, Abraham was, you know, stable and steady and powerful and had, you know, huge land and farm. Remember, that's why him and Lot had to separate, because they got so big and powerful. Even their servants would fight each other eventually over whose cattle is this or who land is this. So they had to go separate ways. But he's saying this time when the Lord caused me to wander, he is going through a strange land, and he's like, you know what, just, you know, as we going through, just tell everybody you my sister and I'm your brother. Don't tell them we married, because of course he looking at her beauty and know how carnal men are. But this is a lesson. Stand with the Lord. That's just that. You're going to have to stand with the Lord. And, you know what I mean? You can't give her up now to some heathen to be violated. What the hell are we talking about? You're going to have to stand with the Lord on it. Go ahead. Anything, Bakwash?
Some old stuff.
Nice. It came across tonight on the news in D.C. Check Fox 5 in D.C. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 14. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen, and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him, severing his wife. Verse 15. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. Verse 16. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother and thou sand pieces of silver.
1,000.
Oh, Salaki.
Go ahead.
A brother of 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of thy eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. Verse 17. And Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord has fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah and Abraham's wife.
You understand? So now this is what happened. It's just a lesson to, stand with the Lord. You understand? Because Abimelech came to him and said, why didn't you just tell me this thing? And now he realized who he was. He gave him, riches and wealth, and gave him a land that he could dwell in. And because of that, he was blessed because of his kindness to Abraham. You get the point? Like, the Lord is going to stand with you if you stand with him. But you can't now, because you don't understand something that's going on, or there's an appearance or something in your mind. That thing that Abraham had in his mind about that land, that was unfounded. You get the point? That was in his head. And he decided to save his own life. He handed it over to the king. How do you know what the king into? You don't know what this king into. You don't know if this woman gonna be safe or nothing. She's safe with you, nigga. That's who she's safe with. She's safe with you. Remember, you went into Sodom and Gomorrah. You went and rescued Lot. You led that army against them 5 what's that, East Indian kings? Right? That's when he came back and he met Melchizedek. Remember, he had all that gold because he sacked them kings. It was 5 of them. He led an army and destroyed them and paid tithes of all to Melchizedek. You know what I mean? It's just a lesson. As you going through, brother, don't let nothing pull you off your game. Don't let nothing, waver your faith. Don't let nothing make you start to question shit that you know is real. No matter what you see and how it appears, you know what's real and what's not. You're going to have to know that and sow that into your spirit. And you got to stand on that thing. But the minute you start wavering, brother, you're going to, sin, or you're going to cause somebody else to sin. Like what happened here, where Abimelech is like, man, you're going to make me sin. You get the point? Anything else? What question you finding?
I found an article online about Congress is saying, there's an imminent attack.
Okay, this one came from an FBI director. I watched it tonight on the news, around 6 o'clock, 6:20, something like that. I watched it earlier. I'm going to try to find it, all right? Or somebody text Kazak. Because shit, listen, Kazak on the phone, I'm hearing this shit. I say, hold on. And the director, he come up right there and he's saying, listen, we just asking the public if they see something, say something. Because we don't have any hard evidence. But, now is what he said DC is a prime target for any act of terrorism. If it were to happen, it would happen right here. That's what they said, and it's because of the Palestinian Israel shit. I know them niggas was clenching their ass Tuesday. I know they was just like, hold up. This is like this. Who? Where? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I would say every day is a wake-up call for me, because it's really hitting home. Well, America's not home, of course, but just recent, a couple of days ago, my son had a bomb threat. And
in school.
Majority of his people in school are Jewish and LGBT people. And they all was outside. They had FBI out there to go pick them up. And the people that did the bomb threat, they investigated, and the articles on the news was the Palestinians.
I mean, it's brother, it's so bad right now. It's like you know what they're looking for? They're looking for that sleeper cell. You know that term? They're looking for that thing feverishly without panicking the public. They don't want to panic the public because, of course, the whole world's economy is just really recovering from COVID. Really just now start recovering. It's been bad. The airline industry been suffering bad. They didn't have pilots. They didn't have air traffic controllers. Now they're talking about where was it, in Dallas or Texas? A couple months ago, they say some air traffic controller, because of the shortage, is working overtime and told a plane to land the same time a plane taking off. They show the footage out. The plane's 400 feet apart. It's on the runway. You think I'm talking shit out? This thing, the plane on the runway here taking off, and this big Boeing is coming down. And just, you see when they make the adjustment and just took off and took a tangent like up, not like diagonal going up, like really climbed up because they was going to land on top of that damn plane. And they're saying they're calling on the FAA to put rules in place and hire more people because these air traffic controllers are just overworked. But this is a result from COVID. When the flights wasn't going nowhere, so a lot of them got laid off. A lot of them had to take other jobs to sustain themselves. And now when they open back up, they ain't coming back because they have other jobs that paying better. When you all could have just paid them because you're greedy airlines, you're greedy monster airlines, charging everybody for, over by a pound. You got to pay $300-400 if you're overweight on your damn luggage. Pay them people to retain them, but you didn't do that. And now, things is bad. So now they're looking at what happened when panic is in the air or some threat is in the air or, something that, makes America uncomfortable. They know the economic fallout from that. So if they were to go panic the public now, brother, you know what you would have? You think January 6th was bad. There will be a purge in Virginia, brother, because that's where most of them is at. Online? 2 years ago, last year, 250,000 Afghans? Or you think they're all Palestinian who was in the march? No, this is a united Islamic front. 90% of them is Muslims from Ethiopia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Palestine, wherever, and 10% is these dumb Negroes and hippie white people. You understand? That's the mass of who's protesting in America. Go ahead. Come on. We're not saying too much. I know what you're gonna say.
Well, it's like
go ahead.
I'm on a slave. I'm surrounded by them.
I mean, don't say it too loud. Don't say it too loud, because shit, I'll ride out to Virginia. Go ahead.
I can testify that. Where I work at, there's a bunch of Moroccans, and I asked a question to one of my employees that's from Morocco, and she said, America has what you call a visa lottery, and they pick people from Morocco to come over here. They bring them over here by 150,000 a year. Yeah. And she told me that it's like half of the country is like Moroccans and Egyptians, and if something was happening, America done. They said it. They tell me that. And
brother, I'm trying to tell you, how come the lottery never lands in Jamaica and Haiti? I heard about that lottery since I was a little boy, and that lottery never lands amongst the 12 tribes of Israel. That lottery is for the heathens, and this is a sidebar. These first world countries are trading labor forces right now. Last week they sent that panda back to China, right? You saw what they brought in the zoo? They brought something called a bear sloth or a sloth bear. It's like a cross between a bear and a sloth. You know what a sloth is? The old sleepy, slow thing. Then there's a bear that it has the body of a bear, but the nose and the claws is like a sloth. Somebody Google where this bear sloth is native to. Just Google it and see where the bear sloth is native to.
India?
Hmm?
Is it India?
No. Welcome to 7-Eleven. How can I help you? You think them animals is just, pretty shit for the zoo. There's diplomatic implications because of them. Brother, this panda got a FedEx ride to Dulles and flew on a goddamn FedEx plane straight to China. How is this thing so important? What are we talking about? These animals have diplomatic, not ties, but implications. Just like the that thing that blooms every year down there by the tidal basin. The cherry blossom. Those have diplomatic implications. You get the point? Last week you send this damn panda home, and then this week you bring the thing from India. Nah, y'all ain't ready for this one. Go ahead.
Even the panda bear, they treat that bear like it's the best thing on the planet Earth.
Well, it's because it was a gift from China. It was because it's native there. It was a gift from there to, be diplomatic and all this type of thing, or Japan or wherever the hell the damn bear from. You get the point? Like, they're all around. These heathens are around, and you see it right now. These first world countries are trading their lower class. They the new niggas now. Or that's what they think. And Netanyahu, he ain't sticking to the script. Because last week, the U.S. Secretary of State Bilkin said, too much Palestinians have died. It's time to stop. Netanyahu said what? 2 days ago?
It's a war to the end.
He said, this is to the end, my nigga. If we're going to ride to the end. Tell a neighbor, tell your cousin, tell your friend. Don't cry. If we're going to ride, we ride into the end. Netanyahu ain't sticking to the script. You get the point? Like, this is the climate we're in. So now, in and around DC, there's a lot of tension and, suspicion going on, because if they could amass 300,000 plus people on a protest, they could coordinate something. And, which police force is controlling that crowd? Which who? They're going to scuffle Biden underground under the whole mall and rushing through them tunnels and get all the politicians who live in Northwest all the way close to Virginia, who live in all the way out in Vienna and what's the other place? Front Royal. They're going to get them out, and then is everybody in the city is, mayhem. They're not going to control that crowd, and they understand it and they know it. They got a taste of January 6th. So now if they start saying, listen, man, we expecting something to happen on this day, that day, and tell everybody, you're going to see all these, American first patriots is going to start to single out these Palestinians or Palestinian supporters. And now you're going to have civil war in the streets. They're trying to stop all of that. And they're trying to stop this thing where I'll work from home today, which is going to affect the economy. They want odds to keep going. They want ours to keep going, and the Lord is raising the curtains on ours. The Lord is doing it, so you're going to get to see what's really there. You get the point? Go ahead.
On topic but off topic, like not even a war. Just to show you how America's done. They Amazon, they had a report out to where they calling all their clients back in the office, and they like, nah, I'm quitting. Like I'm staying at home. They like time
clients. What do you mean?
Like the people that work for Amazon.
The delivery?
They like just in general, like majority of them work from home. They put out, it's like, listen, there's no more of that. You coming in.
Oh, no, niggas ain't coming back. Niggas ain't coming back. But listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, that AI is going to make everybody redundant, man. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, go learn a trade out. Go be the neighborhood mechanic. Go ahead.
A couple of days ago, I was on Instagram, and I seen a video. It's a guy at the border. He's like, where you going? Where you from? And like, Palestine. You're like, where you going? And they would say, California. Then he kept asking them, one said Chicago, like, oh, they placing bombs.
Brother, they coming through on the border. And that was in the FBI report I watched tonight. They're saying they're coming through on the border because the report starts off with footage from the border. And I'm like, what is the FBI concerned with the border about? They're coming through on the border.
It's like one more thing, too. And the ironic thing about it is they wasn't getting whipped by nobody on the horse.
No, how that could happen? Blow up the horse out. You just gonna stand there taking the whip and rub his ears like this and do this right here. It's gonna be horse hair everywhere. Yeah, I mean, once again, the Lord is weakening these nations slowly. He's weakening them slowly so they have no excuse when that final time comes. All right. So that's the breakdown for Abraham and the Sarah, his wife. That's his actual wife. They were not brother and sister as in coming from the same father. All right. You might need something else for this one too. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what you would need. Give me Abraham. Give me Genesis. Genesis 11. Give me Genesis 11. Give me 11 and 10. Real quick. And is there any more questions or are we good?
There's 2 more questions.
Okay, no, sorry. Try to get on real quick. 11 and 10.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Apparax. 2 years after the flood.
Arphaxad.
Arphaxad.
That's a badass name. I need to look up what the hell that is in Hebrew. I'm going to call somebody Arphaxad. Yeah, man. Listen, the other day, brother, I'm watching over that tape from the UK, bro. I look at Shamgar, and I just remember, you know what his name means? The sword that slayed the Philistines. Philistine is Palestine. That's his name. His name means the sword that slayed the Philistines. I'm watching them standing up there against them. They saw him and they was like, hold up, Allah didn't tell us about this shit right here. Back up everybody. I was like, I had to get a good picture of Shamgar standing there just cracking his knuckles like this. And the sea of Philistines is standing there before Shamgar. Y'all think we playing in the UPK? We ain't playing. The Lord is with this dude.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot Apparax.
Arphaxad.
500 years and begat sons and daughters.
Right, so Shem had Arphaxad, right? And then he lived 500 years after Arphaxad and he had sons and daughters. So this is the descendants of Shem. Let's keep going. Give me, hold on, I'm going to tell you where to go. Give me, 14. No, give me, 14.
Verse 14. And Salah lived 30 years and begot Eber.
Right, Eber. Right, Eber is who you get. Eber is Ibar in the Hebrew, and that's where you get Ibaria from the Hebrew language. Right, the white man, he looks at the ancient Hebrew like the ancient Hebrew, like how we have YAHANNA here. That the ancient Hebrew we teach in Lashawan Kodash. He looks at that language. He calls it ancient Hebrew, and he says this is Aramaic because he thinks it comes from Aram, because Aram I think was an older brother or the youngest one. Is either he's the oldest one or he's the youngest one, and they attribute the language to him. But the language it comes from Eber, right? That's why it's called Ibaria, Ibar in the Hebrew, right? Hold on, where we at? 14. Okay. Eber, right? You're gonna read all the way down. And so all these is this son begot that son, this son begot that son, this son begot that son, and reading down 400 or 500 years. Now give me 27. Hold on, no, 20 26.
Verse 26. And
Terah
lived 70. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram. Nahor. And Haran.
Right, so this is Abram. Abram is the son of Terah, and he comes in the line of Shem. All right, keep going.
Verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot.
Right, so Abraham was Lot's uncle. Right, you see now? Keep going.
Verse 28. And Haran died before his father, Terah, in the land of his
nativity.
Nativity.
Go ahead.
In Ur.
Died before the father. right? Lot's father died, right? Go ahead.
Verse 29. And Abraham took Nahor, took them wives.
Abraham and Nahor.
So
Right, that's you reading from a phone? All right, that's probably part of the problem. Come on, keep reading out, nice and low.
And Abraham and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai,
Mm-hmm.
and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of I.S.U.P.K.
Mm-hmm.
But Sarai was barren.
Okay, keep reading.
She had no child.
Let's skip down to 31.
Verse 21. Sorry. Verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
And Terah took Abraham his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
his son Abraham's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there.
Right. Sarah is not Abraham's father's daughter. You understand? Sarah is from somebody else. So this would be the history of it. Come on.
And verse 11, 12 and 11, it tells you why he said it.
12 and 11. Go ahead, read.
This is Genesis chapter 12, verse 11. And it came to pass when he has come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. Therefore it shall come to pass when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. 13. Say, I pray thee, that thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee.
You understand? So he does a few times going through when you read the whole thing. But this is where he said, listen, I know you bad as shit, and you about to get me killed. Even easier. Even easy. You putting niggas in danger since Abraham. You get the point? But yeah, this is so when the brother who asked the question, you go back, you could see Abraham's father is not Sarah's father. All right, it's Abraham. You're looking up Abram and Sarai, which was their names before they was changed to Abraham and Sarah. That's damn near everybody in the Bible. You get a new name. Everybody from Adam on the way down who served the Lord, you got a name. The Lord gave you a name. It's not the name everybody knows you by. All right. Let's get them last two and we're done.
It was Sister Hannah. Yahweh says, if we have time, can you please break down Ecclesiasticus 31 and 24 about the show?
All right, let's get that. I have two questions here too. Is it okay for a married woman to travel without her husband? Of course, it definitely is. It absolutely is. With the permission from your husband. It's absolutely lawful. It's not unlawful for a sister to, go about her business and do whatever. Somebody who give me Proverbs 31 real quick. All right, give me Proverbs 31. This is a good question for sure, especially in this time with this Palestinian thing and how everybody is going to be siding with the Arabs and exploring their religion because they're so in love with the oppression. Right? Give me Proverbs 31 and start at 12.
It's Proverbs 31 and 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Right, that's a good woman. That's a virtuous woman. Keep going.
She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
Right, she seeketh wool and flax, good material and good stuff for this man. And she works willingly with her hands for him. She's trying to go get skilled and learn something so she can bring more to this man, give him more resources, because she's a good woman, a good wife, a virtuous wife. Keep going.
Verse 14. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
Right? She is like a merchant's ship. She bringeth food from afar. Kind of woman travel without her husband? I ain't going to get the food with you. Listen, you better go get some bread from Dubai for me. You get the point? Go get some baguettes from Paris, right? Oh, it's normal. It's okay for a sister to go, a married woman, to go travel, or even an unmarried woman to go travel with the permission of her head. All right, with the permission of her head. What you want to do is you want to become the type of woman a man does not have to police. You want to become the type of sister a brother does not have to micromanage because you're so goddamn weak. You're going to go somewhere and turn into something else. That happens like a little child. Like a child, while they're with you, they're one person. You drop them off at school, this nigga didn't turn into, something else. He turned into something else. He turned into a little boy from Menace to Society. He turned into something else. And you don't want to be that type of broad. The minute your husband is not around, you a dummy. You doing dumb shit. Oh, you leave not knowing what the internet is. All of a sudden, you sending links with your Instagram profile. Like, where the hell does this come from? You get the point? You don't want to be that. You don't want to be the type of woman who cannot stand on her own. She's going to suffer from peer pressure, which is huge amongst women. Women peer pressure each other so damn much. So much, brother, that you're going to have sisters who not trying to do the dumb whole shit because they don't want to stand alone and be called a pick-me. Remember they were saying that? I ain't no pick-me, but they all want a high-value man to pick me. Dummy. If you can't stand alone, you can't say, well, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that. Then you shouldn't try to go nowhere. You shouldn't, at least without some sort of supervision. You gotta know yourself. The sister who traveled to Cancun earlier this year with her friends and some, homosexual. And she and the homosexual get in an argument, and the homosexual was not a female no more, was a full man and beat her to death. You all remember that? That's what could happen. You understand? That's what could happen if you made bad decisions when you're not policed. You want to start learning to be the type of woman who your husband does not have to be around so that you don't be an idiot or a hoe. That's two things a man values. A sister who's not a dummy and a sister who's not a hoe. How do you do that? You want to start to form yourself after your husband. The Bible says, and her desire shall be to her husband. That's in Genesis. Meaning what? What you want is really driven by what he wants. You are so driven after his goals and what he's trying to do that you start thinking the way he thinks. You start assessing things the way he assesses things. Not just be a dummy that needs to be corrected each time, to be kept in line each time. You after a while with this man, you start realizing, you know what, I had to start to watch this thing here because I see what, normally he'll tell me about this. Oh, yeah, this type of broad here, my husband ain't gonna like her. She can't be my secret friend who he don't like me talking to, but now you texting and planning girls trip to wherever with this, hoe. You're gonna have to now police yourself. And you have to really it starts with, having good honor and reverence for your husband and respect. This world teaches women to disrespect their husbands like Kiki Palmer. You get the point? Any broad knows, every broad knows that's wrong, what she did with Usher. Every goddamn woman knows that's wrong. If he was dancing with some woman in a club somewhere, she'd want to go upside his head.
Right.
How could you do that to me? Right? What she did was wrong. Everybody knows that. Now, if you're that type, that because your husband is not around, or you don't care if he's around, you shouldn't travel. Or you should hurry up and travel so the Lord could jam your ass up and free that good brother from your dumb ass. Right. You get the point? Like them two sisters who stuck in Dubai. The truck driver, She owned some trucking company and some college student going down to Dubai. One of them yelling at the police. They jail her because a woman can't raise her voice down there. And then some college student went down there and did some shit. She in jail too. Good. Now whoever they was with don't have to worry about them. They got 3 hots and a cup. Yeah, worry about them. You go find some broad who would listen. You get the point? So you want to become the type of woman who your husband does not have to worry if you're gonna do him evil today because you in the next state over. Some brothers, you can't trust your broad around the corner. You installing all kind of follow me apps on the phone, all kind of shit. You going through everything. You tracking her. Don't track her. Let her go home so you can be free. You want to become the type of woman that you maintain your husband's integrity wherever you are. You know your husband ain't going to go for this. You stand on that because the Lord will be with you as you stand on your husband's honor. Because of your husband's honor, the Lord is going to be with you in all things. And you're going to be able to go and come as you please. You don't need him to be around. You could just go off with your girlfriends or your sisters or whatever. But of course, if you know your sisters is some hoes or your girlfriend is some hoes, and you want to go over here, but you ain't, I'm just here to dance, y'all. I ain't here to do this shit like the broad from Players Club. You're going to end up jammed up. You get the point? You're going to end up jammed up because you want to stand close to the fire, but you don't want to get burned. You're going to get jammed up. So it's perfectly lawful for a woman to go. Give me also Ecclesiasticus 25. Give me Ecclesiasticus 25. Where you at?
Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse
12? Let me hear you.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning
No,
of
not that one.
Okay.
Hold on. All right, start at 22. I didn't want to go into this too tough. You'll bear with me. We'll go over a little bit more, all right? Start at 22.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Right? A woman, if she maintain her husband, meaning she has to keep him in order. She has to correct him. She had to be a mommy. Now she starts to reject that man because that's her son now. When her nature is not to be like that. She can't remember she's a weaker vessel. You had to be the one to keep her in order.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, don't do that dumb shit here. What the hell is wrong with you? Don't do that. You know, you shouldn't wear that. That's not wise to wear. Listen, that friend there, I looked how she rolled her eyes when you came in the room. You think that's your friend. I know you like her. She don't like you. That's a man. A woman, she's not made to have all that responsibility. And if she has to maintain you, she'll start hating you because you're making her work. You understand? That's really what it is. She's not made for that type of work. What she want to do, girls just want to have fun. I mean, she's made for a different type of work that more suits her. But that other thing, to maintain somebody, you have to be so critical. You have to be so level-headed. You have to know when to lay off. You have to know when to apply the pressure. It's just too much to process. Most female drivers have problems coming out of intersection until they crash the damn car. It's just too much to go on. So now if she has to rule your life, she's going to start to hate you and be like, look at you. Why can't you just be a man? You're going to start to get that. She's filled with much reproach. She's going to start to despise you if she has to maintain you. Now, this maintain is not talking about financial. Because Proverbs 31 says, she'll give him everything, the fruit of her labor, and he'll give her from that for her, whatever else it is. This is not talking about that maintain. This is talking about maintain of, keeping this person in order. All right, go ahead.
Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage.
Abateth. Your practice reading what's there, all right, please.
Abateth the courage. Maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart.
A wicked broad, a broad who is dumb and a hoe, she will abate a man's courage. What does abate mean?
Take away.
To stop. To abate something is to stop it. She'll stop a man's courage. That's what a wicked broad will do. He's not going to have that courage anymore. He's take away his confidence. Because why? Look at you. You're not even up. Remember, she maintained you. Pick this up. Did you get this today? Did you pay this? Bring the car here. How to go here? Do this. She's running you. That's not her normal way. That's why she gets angry about it, because she had to put on a whole masculine spirit. I don't see about this thing. You hear some of them broad saying it now because of the internet. You could see it on the lives. I just want somebody to take charge. Just, it's giving when he has the date planned, when he just says, get dressed, I'm picking you up, and he has everything planned out. Because navigating that part is just too much for her. That's not something she wants to continuously do. She's happy letting you do that shit if you're going to do it. Right? But now your courage is going to get stopped. It's going to make a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. You get the point? Just think Will Smith at the red table. See that time when he was just like this? As he's listening to Jada Pinkett talk about how August Alsina's member made her feel. Damn. If you all don't know what I'm talking about, just go back and watch it. He sat down there like this, and he did one of these things, and he turned to the side, and he looked like he wanted to cry. And she said his member made her feel things she never felt. Nigga, you killed aliens. You was a Men in Black, just blowing up every alien. And you let this alien-looking broad talk to you like that? She abated his courage. She took away all his spirit. He had a wounded heart after. He was hurt and cut. Keep going.
A woman that would not comfort her husband is distressed, maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Right. If she don't comfort her husband in distress, she'll make for he will have weak hands and feeble knees. He'll not be a man anymore. She's emasculated him because she's not that comforting thing to him anymore because she has to maintain him. You get the point? You keep going.
Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin.
And
through her we all die.
What is that saying? Is that saying women are evil? Hell no. It's saying that women are naive. Naive meaning literally it means near to Eve, or just like how Eve was in the garden, meaning you don't have enough street sense, you're not road smart, or you don't have common sense, so you'll believe me when I tell you I have a bridge to sell you for $500. You believe when somebody comes to you right in tax season and says, I got this 2020 BMW here for you for $5,000. And you go do it, and you sit in the car don't come on, it got no engine in it. Now you're calling that man who you said wasn't a man to come help you get your $5,000 back. So many scams are run on women because you're naive. You don't look for danger. You look for fun. So as you go, and nothing's wrong with wanting to have fun, but you can't be a dummy and you can't be a hoe. You want to go travel, go travel. Don't go travel and then say, somebody come tell you that they could help something with you. Like some broad I was reading about recently went to Turkey for BDL, woke up, brother, came back home, and what sparked the thing? She went to Turkey for a BBL, came back home. Oh, there was a scar on her side. And she's like, what the hell is going on? They took her kidney out. They took her kidney and sold it because Turkey was cheaper and better, and they're using some new technology for the BBL or whatever. You're an idiot. You're a dummy. None of them balloons can't feed no child. The breast the Lord give you could feed a child. The tail the Lord give you, if you take care of it, you eat a little better, you do some exercises, that man will come home to you every night. You don't need Instagram. You don't need a BBL body for Instagram. When you travel, go out there and you become an idiot. You go under heathens. The Bible tells you the Arab is a merchant. He'll sell an ankle if he could. That's him. He always selling. That's why DJ Khaled's so famous, because he's selling this, selling ideas, selling this. They're merchants. You go put your whole body under them. Who knows what else they did to you while you was out? And then took your kidney, you dummy. Keep going.
Verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad.
Right? Give water no passage. Imagine water going through a course. What does water do? What is one characteristic of water just moving through? What does water do?
It just flows and it goes where it can go.
It goes where it can go, but there's something else water does.
I know water breaks down stuff.
Water destroys things. You have a leak, it's going to destroy something. You have water flowing somewhere, it starts to erode the rocks and the soil all over. Give the water no passage. Dam it up. Control this thing here, because if you get downstream, it's going to destroy down there, flood it up. And a wicked woman, don't give her no liberty to go abroad. Keep her in straitly. You're going to have to save her from herself. Because she's going to go abroad, her friend going to say, girl, you need to loosen up. Here, try this. This helps me loosen up, and it's going to be fentanyl. You're going to be dead. So a woman can travel. She can go, she can have fun, she could go wherever, go Vegas, go Atlantic City, play the tables, whatever. As long as you maintain your integrity, you're not a full idiot out here. A full idiot. You see so many times, walk into the car, you wait till they get to the car to look in your damn bag for the keys, and this is your dumbass. And then you hear, give me all the money. And you shocked. I don't know where he came from. No shit, Sherlock. He ain't come from in your bag. We know that because you'd have seen him coming out of there. You're going to have to become the type of broad who could go and not be simple and silly and maintain your integrity and, honor your husband as you're not away, as you're not close to him. You don't have to become that type. Go ahead.
I was going to give a quick example. Like when sisters go, like when a brother talks to his friend about a car, like you should do this X, Y, Z, and she goes to the mechanic by herself, and she get hustled. She comes back and say, "Well, husband, listen, I told you to do X, Y, Z." Yeah,
the mechanic told you need a new microwave. The mechanic told you it's gonna cost $5,000. You need a hyperdrive. Right. You're driving the Starship Enterprise. The brother is right. You go to the mechanic, and the mechanic hustle you out your whole damn tax check. You understand? Because you're simple. You're silly. And certain, the world is not the oppressor that made this world he's give us a fallacy to live in. What we live in is not life. Life is you go out and you kill what you're going to eat. You plant what you plan to reap later. That's life. Life is not go to the store and see what's frozen. That's not life, Ark. Life is, let me take a walk 2 miles that way and see if anybody is setting up a village down there, because now we're competing for resources. That's life. Life is, come on, boy, you're going to have to learn to defend yourself. You're going to have to learn an escape route. You're going to have to learn what to do when. Sis, listen, you're a young girl now, you're of age. You need to know, what's going to happen to you as you get older. That's real life. And we don't think about life like that. So women go everywhere and not understanding you can't fight a man. You are relying on society to be in order. So you could be free to do whatever. You should not go anywhere. Right. Now, if you could go everywhere and realize these people is the devil, let me really check this thing right here. Make sure I ain't falling for that. Now I ain't going over there. I'm doing this. I'm talking, I'm Googling, I'm asking questions, blah, blah, blah. You on it. You on it. Be like how when you're couponing to buy shit from Shein. If you could do that on travel, then fine. Then you'll be better. You ain't no hole, you ain't no dummy. You could go anywhere. But if you're not, if you struggle with that thing, and most of y'all would not admit you struggle with it, so you should rely on your husband. If your husband tells you, I think I should go with you, or I don't like who you're going with, you should listen to him. You should. All right. We had one more question. Hold on. What book do you all use for guidance, and who do you all pray to? All right. We follow the Bible. The Bible is our instruction manual, like you get with any phone or any car. You get an instruction manual. We use the Bible. The Bible has all our laws in there. But you have to be taught the Bible, just like you're going to have to be taught everything. You could read a book on, medicine. They don't make you a doctor. Somebody had to teach you and certify. So you come and you learn. You're going to learn on how to move. Who do we pray to? We pray to the Most High God. His name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. All right. There's one God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. We pray to the Most High Power, not Jesus Christ, not Moses, not John. We pray to the Most High Power God. All right. Let me get one of them questions. I can only take one.
You want me to just say both and you decide?
No, you decide.
Okay. It's a breakdown of Ecclesiastes 31 and 24.
Okay, let me get that one.
Shalom Khan. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 31 and verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 24. But against him that is a niggard of
What?
his meat.
Hold on, that's what it said?
Khan Khan.
Say that again.
But against him that is a niggard of his meat.
What the hell is a nigger? Damn. I ain't never heard that shit up. A niggard. With a G at the end, with a D at the end.
Khan.
It's not even, okay, no, I put 3 G's. It's a triple OG. A niggard. Okay. A niggard is a mean, covetous, stingy person. Wow, I ain't never heard of that word.
There's more of it.
Is more words? Go ahead, come on.
We're Ecclesiastes 31 and 24. But against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimony of his niggardness shall not be doubted of.
See, that's some nigga shit right there. His niggardness. Damn. A niggard. Nigga, shit. See the best question for life. Okay, a niggard, Niggard. It's a word in the Webster's TikTok, so don't lose your shit. All right. A meanly covetous and stingy person. Right? Hold on. Somebody meanly, I don't know if meanly means angry or mean like you're a miser. Okay, meanly in this manner means average or humbly or of low estate, base. So, and niggard, hold on. Okay, so here's, read it again.
Mm-hmm. Verse 24. But against him that is a niggard of his meat,
Mm-hmm.
the whole city shall murmur,
Mm-hmm.
and the testimony of his niggardness shall not be doubted of.
All right, and give me 23.
Verse 23. Whoso is liberal of his meat, men shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed.
So what does that say? Go ahead.
It's saying someone who gives who's generous. People will love generous people, but stingy people, they ain't gonna mess with them.
He's liberal. He's liberal with his meat, meaning he's brotherly. right? That's the better way to think of it. Somebody who was brotherly. That's why it says, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed. Because everybody gonna be like, yeah, man, he always take care of me. He always, hook this up, blah, 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 blah. So whoever is liberal with what he has, whatever he has, he's, is not a problem. Calling him for something you could get at is not an issue. It's not a problem. As long as he have it, he gonna sort you out. Right? Now give me 24.
Verse 24. But against him that is a niggard of the meat, the whole city shall murmur.
Right? But somebody who is just low down and stingy and covetous and just greedy, the city will murmur. Bring me home with it. Yeah, it's you ain't gonna have a good name. You get the point? You ain't gonna have a good name amongst your people because of how you deal with people. You get the point? This is good for your politicians, your preachers, right? Your preacher is a nigger. You need that on a t-shirt. Your preacher is a nigger. Yeah? Yeah. Your preacher is a nigger because he is stingy. He doesn't help nobody, but he always want help. And the people in the city will murmur about him, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of, which means what? People are going to have stories. Yeah, I came to this church, man, and I told him the house burned down, and he told me pray. You know, that's normal, right? Y'all know about that shit. Say, listen, the Lord will provide, sister, and go on in his bands. Get the point? That's what it's saying. That's what a niggard is. Don't think, niggas. Don't think that. That's not that. This niggard is something else. All right? Way over. That's it. Any more questions? I'm moving niggardly with this damn time. All right? The data pass the class over the priest and officer Kagar Mark. He was not nigger.
Security announcement. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are all limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, a brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'aishu. 10% of every penny or any increase the Lord gives you, get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upholding convocation, which is
Hakanaka.
Okay.
I think it's Hakanaka.
The Feast of Dedication, Hakanaka. The 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. This is going to be on Thursday the 7th of December 2023 for 8 days. You can find it in the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. For my argument, I'll watch it and check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headbands, or scarf. And with that, I say a margin, which means to stand. In Israel, we're going to get one curse.
Let's do the Lord's Prayer, right?
Okay, good. But in Israel, we're going to say the Lord's Prayer. Repeat after me. Abanau. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh. Malakuka. Daba'ah. Ratazayaka. I.S.U.P.K. Ma'aratazah. Kawah. I.S.U.P.K. Mashamayim. The thunder now. Come. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakina. Kagawakina. Kasalakina. Kagawakina. Wala'ah. Daba'ayina. Manasaya 1. Abal. Awashayina. Mayan. Rad. Kaya. Lakuk. Amalakma. Wa'alim. Watapara.
power.
Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done
in earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our debts,
as we forgive our
as
debtors.
we forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
and the power,
and the power,
and the glory,
and the glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms means return. Men of Israel, we're going to give more courtesy to the teacher. Men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, Majum, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahya Matah, class dismissed.
All right, niggas. Yo, get this TikTok off there. They probably clip us now with this damn